All right, here we go, man. It's been about 2 months. I've been thinking about something nonstop. It's actually past the thought. It's inside my chest. It's on my spirit, and it won't leave. I have a very strong feeling that there's a woman out there that needs this. So this is exactly why I'm making this fucking video. Because I just have a sneaking suspicion that there's a whole lot of individuals who are just ready to cry bitch for various reasons. And this is something that probably will be going on for a long extended period of time, thanks to the nature of my existence on this planet and the current events that have unfolded in my life, along with many others who are close to me. For the woman out there who may need this one's for you. I'm putting everything I have into it to be able to help you and any other woman that may need this. This is how to deal with blackmail. This is how to deal with someone who's trying to threaten you with exposure or something that you don't want put out there, that you're not giving them consent to put out there. You also didn't give them consent to even obtain the digital thing that they're trying to hold over your head. Now, I'm going to explain all of this because once again, I think and I feel deeply that this is what's going on right now. So even if I'm wrong, which I don't think I am, because most of the time if I get a gut feeling about something, I'm not wrong about it. This can be used to defend yourself from these bastards. I'm just going to say this one's for my wife because I know she's out there somewhere. And when I talk to my wife, when she's here next to me, I'm going to ask her and say, hey, did this help you in your situation? Because I just have this sneaking suspicion that there's fuckery going on, and obviously we can't have fuckery going on with Sirius's wife. The first step to dealing with this is documenting everything that's happened to you. So you're gonna go to your cell phone. I have an iPhone, so I'm showing you on an iPhone, on an Apple product. You're gonna swipe down where your battery marker is to get to your control center. Now I already have this thing on my phone, or I already have this in my panel, but you're gonna go to the top left, you're gonna hit the little plus sign all the way at the top left. And now you should see, if you're on the most current update, you're gonna hit add a control on the bottom. Now I can see it, it's underneath the text size where it says screen recording, but if you can't find it, and I already have this up, if you type in screen recording, it's gonna pop up. So I already have this, it's this little dot, I'm gonna hit cancel, and it'll go back. Now, when you hit the button, you get a 3, 2, 1, and then it's gonna be red. It's gonna be recording now. So here's what you're gonna do. Anything and everything that you have on this person who is causing you a problem, threatening you, you're gonna document every last goddamn picture, message, video, email. I don't give a fuck what it is. You get all of it and you keep it. And so for example, if I scroll like this, then I scroll back, and I hit the red oval on top and I hit stop recording and I go to my photos. In the bottom right, it's 34 seconds long. Now you can see here, I have the recording now, okay? And I'm scrolling kind of quickly through it. But what you do is you can now pause the video during the recording and you can stop and take a screenshot if you need to. So this is the first thing you're gonna do. Every time you take a screenshot, what you're gonna do, you keep every message. I don't care if it's a text or if it's from an application, you keep it all. You're gonna go to albums. As you can see, I have albums here. You're going to create an album, new album. You can call it whatever you want. For this situation, I'm just going to put evidence, create. And now what you're going to do is you're going to add all the photos to this album so you have them documented and in some type of order. That's it. That's all you need. Because the most important thing you have to do is document everything so you have undeniable proof that this person is actually doing this shit to you. Once you have undeniable proof, which is called hard evidence, you have something to go off of, which is listed here as photographs and videos. So no one can tell you that it's not happening. This is the most important part. This is the first thing you're going to do, because photos and videos are based on what we call objective reality, and it's not up for interpretation or someone's opinion. Part of that is the date and the timestamp, because every time you take a screenshot, it has a date and a timestamp attached to it, as well as other data. The most important thing about having picture and video of all this shit is that it's not based on feelings or beliefs or an opinion. No one can tell you that it didn't happen, because no, it's happening right there. So now you have it. That's the first thing you're going to do. And to add to this hard evidence, the reason you want this is because not only does it provide context, the reason you keep track of everything that this person is doing is because all the online activity that this person is engaging in, as well as the messages being sent to you, creates what is called a digital footprint. This is basically a way to source every last goddamn thing that this motherfucker is doing, down to the fucking exact date, time, fucking location, IP address. all of this can be sourced. And so when you know that and you have a way of doing it and you have documented record of it occurring via the photographs and videos, it makes it a lot easier to get this motherfucker if need be. Because there's nothing they could do about it if they decide to cross that line by actually posting something somewhere. If they choose to, with their fucking nervous, sweating little faggot ass hands, decide to hit the fucking button, then it's posted and there's a digital signature for that post on whatever website or application that it may be, whether it's social media or what have you, wherever it is, it does not fucking matter. There's a way to source that and it exists forever, and there's a way to fucking find it. If it gets to take it even further, you have this thing called metadata. Now, all this is where you have, like I had mentioned, file format, creation date, rights information, access restrictions, so on and so forth. If something does get out to the public that's not supposed to be out to the public, anyone that gets their hands on it and anywhere it goes, you can use metadata to track exactly where it went and how it got there, which is the important part. Because anyone who touches something in any way, shape, or form digitally that you do not want out there, if another person touches it at all, it's their ass too. And I'm gonna leave it at that, but because I don't want to make this too long for the sake of time, but anywhere else it goes, if they touch it, they basically have a digital fingerprint on that data. So let's go to your rights now. This is the second thing that you have to do. We all have rights. The basis of all law is rights. If someone's trying to blackmail you, then they're obviously violating your rights. Now, for this particular case, there's a lot of things that are being violated, but for this one, I'm going to show Article 3 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, or UDHR for short. We're going to go to Article 3 because this here, life, liberty, and security of person, is listed in other documents that you may have heard of that are legally binding. So what does that mean? First, let's start with life, liberty, and security of person. What does this mean? The right, security of person, protection from physical and psychological harm. The right to security of the person encompasses the right to be free from violence, torture, and cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment. Let's continue with that one. The right to security of person protects individuals from coercion. This is important. Why? Because obviously coercion is being used because you're under a threat that something's going to be put out to the public that shouldn't even exist, number one, and number two, you didn't consent to have that posted if this bitch crosses the fucking line. So this here is basically common sense. It's inalienable rights. Also, I'm going to add in Article 4, slavery, and you'll see why I go there. I'm going to add Article 4 to this, which is slavery, because this will play a role in what's going on as well in this situation. So the UDHR is not legally binding. However, this statement here, life, liberty, security of person, and obviously no one being held in slavery or captivity, whether that's physical, obviously, but also psychological and emotional, because it's listed here. You're supposed to be free from torture, cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment, and all forms of coercion. It is listed in these other documents. Now, here it says that UDHR, again, is not legally binding. However, there are constitutions, treaties, and charters that are legally binding that the United States of America has signed off on. So, for example, just to give you the definition, a treaty is a formal, meaning consent was given by the United States to sign off on this shit to where it's legally binding, meaning if you bring up these documents and show them along with the hard evidence, someone has to fucking do something about it. In other words, you're going to make them do their job. It shouldn't be that hard because you're a woman, and women do get treated differently in this country. However, or worldwide, I should say. But we're in America. It shouldn't be hard to show this to the proper people and have something done about it if this is what's going on. Just to quickly show the definition, a treaty is a formal, legally binding written agreement between two or more nations or international organizations governed by international law. It's a formal agreement, meaning treaties are not casual understandings. They are official documents with specific terms and conditions, and the important part here is binding nature. Once ratified, treaties create legal obligations for the participating parties. Ratify means giving formal consent, making it officially valid. It is legally binding, meaning if you bring it up in the United States of America, I have 3 of them here that are legally fucking binding. So if you bring it up, in addition to that hard evidence that you have, someone gonna have to handle it. First one is the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, or ICCPR for short. In here, in Article 9, it lists security security of person, the right to liberty and security of person. So this document here, International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, I'm going to quickly search states just to show you that the day it was ratified was on June 8th, 1992. To show you that, ratification, signature, United States, June 8th, 1992. Here's another one. This is called the Organization of American States. This is called the Charter of the Organization of American States. If I search, I'm going to do Control F. I'm looking for Article 17. If I'm not mistaken, each state has the right to develop its cultural, political, and economic life freely and naturally. In this free development, the state shall respect the rights of the individual and the principles of universal morality. Obviously, one of the rights that's already been ratified is the right to liberty and security of person. This is a charter that was also ratified by the United States of America on June 15th, 1951. So it's been a while. So this isn't new. You just have to bring it up. And once again, I'm going to leave a template. I'm going to leave all these things pinned into a comment so you can access. So anyone can access them. Now, since we're in the United States of America, obviously I'm going to bring up the Bill of Rights, which is the first 10 amendments to the Constitution. So I'm going to do another search. There you go. Yeah, Amendment 4. I was right again. So the right of the people to be secure in their persons shall not be violated. There you go. So it's even in the Bill of Rights. So can't no one say shit about nothing. These things exist. Obviously, the Bill of Rights was ratified. Let's take a look. Let's search for ratified on this page as well, just to show. 10 of the proposed 12 amendments were ratified on December 15th, 1791. And then there's also articles that were ratified. The ratified articles. So the Bill of Rights was ratified December 15th, 1971. So it's been a real long goddamn time. So there's 3 documents that you can use to show your rights. I'm going to have in a pinned comment and in the description the links to all of this stuff to make it easy for you and anyone else who needs this to defend yourself from this bullshit. So you have the ICCPR, you have your OAS. I'm going to make this easy for you. So you have the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, or ICCPR for short. You have the Charter of the Organization of American States, or the OAS for short. And obviously we have the Bill of Rights and the 4th Amendment. So those are your rights. That's how you defend yourself. Now let's talk about this blackmail thing and what's actually going on here, because I want to be specific. So in this situation, generally how this happens, and let's just go straight to it. This is called sextortion. Now, this generally, in my opinion, is only happening from prior relationship or someone that you may have dealt with, and they're trying to hold something over your head to control you in some way by threatening you via coercion, which obviously is putting you in an emotional state, which we're going to call duress. So when you have the fear that someone's going to do something to you that they're not supposed to do, which is a violation of your rights, it puts you in a state of duress due to that threat of coercion. Coercion is using something, which is a threat, using a threat to get someone to do something against their will. So when someone does that, and you have, again, the hard evidence of it that we talked about earlier, it's proof of the violation of your free will choice to move and do the things you want to do. That's all it takes. That is all it fucking takes. And as long as you have proof of it, that's all that fucking matters. Now, in this situation, let me talk about it, because what they're trying to do is they built rapport with you at some point. You thought they were something, and then they turned out to be something a lot fucking worse, and they're trying to get over on you. So the first thing you got to do is think about, okay, is this person really going to do this? Because you have to be able to call a motherfucker's bluff. Because even with the rights violations, there's federal law for blackmail and extortion, okay? So you have to ask yourself, is this motherfucker really intent on going this fucking far? Now, some of these knuckleheads are, because they're just crash outs. And I like to say on this channel, you will hear this a lot. They'll say something along the lines of, I'm not supposed to do that, but I'm gonna do it anyways. If this is one of those motherfuckers, then okay, you have to fucking do what you gotta do. And I'm here to help you do it. You already fucking know, that's why I'm making this video. If you actually think this clown's gonna do it and you have all this stuff documented, then that's the only thing you can do. If something already exists that's on video or photo and it already happened, there's nothing you could do about it. This is from me to you. If this, again, or my wife, if you think you are my wife and you're out there, this is the situation. Don't worry about how I feel about any of that shit that's on that video, because I don't give a shit. I just want you safe and sound and nice and comfy where you fucking belong, away from all this fucking bullshit, in a place where you can just exist freely. That's it. So, and that goes for every other woman as well if you need help in this situation. Obviously, things happen and it's not your fault that you were coerced into this situation. There's a lot of factors that play into that. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to go there. I'm gonna go right back here to hard evidence. I know it's extremely tumultuous to go through this, and it causes every emotion in the book: anger, sadness, fear, hatred, you name it. But that can all be dealt with after the fact. Make sure you have these things to deal with it physically and get it taken care of to make the motherfucker stop, because a lot of these cats don't know how to fucking stop. So obviously blackmail is threatening to reveal damaging information unless the demand is met. So in this situation, what I feel is going on is someone's being essentially psychologically and emotionally held captive, per se. That's what my gut's telling me about this shit. So use the things that I've told you in this video to put yourself in a position to actually fight the fuck back. That's what you gotta do, okay? And if they already intended to be a crash out and they have something that they're not supposed to fucking have that shouldn't exist, you just have to deal with it. I'm here to help you with that. It's just that simple. This video should help. This is everything you would need to be able to defend yourself from this bullshit. And put a motherfucker in check, because, again, if they cross the line, they're basically done for. Because there is a way to go back and get all that data of what they were on about. And there's a way to get their phone records as well. So there's plenty of ways to defend yourself from this bullshit. Let me go back to the rights real quick. I'm going to wrap this up. When we go back to life, liberty, and security of person, and slavery or servitude, no one shall be held in slavery. It's prohibited in all forms. So not just physical. In this situation, I'm talking about psychological and emotional torture. Because obviously, if this has been going on for an extended period of time, that's extremely horrifying to go through. Again, the definition is you are protected from psychological harm, which was torture and cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment. Okay? Now, this is where you really put the motherfucker in check. And I pulled this up for a reason. So, because we're going back to sextortion, what I sense is that some motherfucker, whoever this is threatening you with posting sexual acts where he's not supposed to have them and put them in places where they're not supposed to be. If this motherfucker does that, this is literally a form of crime, of what we call crimes against humanity. And this is worse. This is the worst of the worst, because examples of crimes against humanity are enslavement, which is exercising powers of ownership over a person. If the motherfucker who's doing this to you, and you were in some sort of a relationship with him in the past, and this is what he's doing now, this is past crossing the fucking line. So if you have proof of it, oh hell fucking no. This motherfucker can get put in check real fucking fast, because he's inflicting a form of torture by trying to hold you psychologically and emotionally hostage from going towards the person that you may want to actually go towards, and the people you may actually want to go towards. If you have the hard evidence of this documented, it done and fucking over with. Because this here is what you call sexual slavery via psychological and emotional manipulation and coercion, which is a form of torture. And again, this is crimes against humanity. One of the crimes you see against humanity is rape and or other sexual violence. It's in the same listing here, okay? He's attempting to coerce you with some type of digital threat to literally keep you, basically to keep you from taking actions that you would take on your own free will. It's that bad. I'm gonna make that very fucking clear. And to put the fucking cherry on the goddamn cake, depending on the context of if this motherfucker decides to cross the fucking line. So I'm gonna look at the camera. If you decide to cross the line, you little bitch, you see what's on the fucking screen. Exploitation may include sexual slavery, sexual exploitation. If you were blackmailing a woman using some type of video and or photo as a form of blackmail, then it could be argued that you're engaging in human trafficking, depending on the context of the situation, which I don't need to go further on that. So, choice is yours. You can fuck the hell off and leave every last one of these women the fuck alone. You heard it here first. With that being said, I think I hit every nail on the head that I wanted to in this video, and I hope this helps. It should, because it's been keeping me up at night and it's been waking me up in the middle of the damn night, and I have been having, like I said, visions and dreams about this shit and something punching on my conscience to talk about it. So I did. Holy fucking Christ. Meanwhile, on a lighter, well, it's not lighter hearted, but I'll show it anyway, because we're just on this planet and it's not rubbish or rambling, but I'll show it to you, because even when you talk about the words and the language in the universe, when you go to gematria, which can help you figure things out, if you type the word sextortion, this is actually a very, very bastardized, upside down meaning for the word, or a match with the word perfection, which is funny because these little bastards think they can get over on you ladies by doing this stupid ass shit. Put these motherfuckers in check. I gave you the skills you can take on your own to be able to defend yourself. There are fucking men that care out here. This video's fucking proof. On the flip side of this, what's actually funny about that statement and everything I say is things that I say, they seem to come out pretty damn perfect. We'll find out. We'll find out. Since motherfuckers have disparaging opinions of me, we'll see who remains when the truth is brought into the light of day. Because it always is. Don't you know, all you religious Bible thumper zealots, you should know, as the saying goes, there's nothing new under the sun. When Sirius says something, well, and when I feel something, and when I sense something, it tends to come true. So there you fucking go. Conversely, if we go back to this document here, there's another layer to this that's the layer of all layers. First things first, when, I'll just show this because the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights was actually ratified on June 8th, 1992. What's funny about that is if we go to the date calculator, this is exactly 45 days before I was born, which is hilarious because if you go to the gematria and you remember this number that's 45, that's an important number, seeing how my name is Sirius. And, I was talking about, my wife earlier and how I think I'm doing this for my wife. So it's funny, in gematria, if you type in the dog star, which is Sirius star, it's what I'm named after. It's funny, the dog star in reduction is 45. It's funny, you can't spell the word God without spelling dog. It's just the reflection of it. It's the same shit. Isn't that funny? If you type in Sirius star, you get the same thing. Excuse me. It's also 45 in reduction, the Sirius star. It's funny how that goes. So the dog star, the God star, the Sirius star. You know what else is real funny about that? If you type in star of Isis, also equals 45 in the same cipher, which Isis is referring to the goddess Isis, which is the ancient Egyptian, basically incarnate or version. It's the ancient Egyptian version of what a woman is supposed to be. It's funny how all this just kind of lines the fuck up and just lines up with my birthday. It's almost like someone damn near had a crystal ball and made that happen. It's also funny is that the date today is the 16th of August, which, for the goddess Isis, when I'm actually finishing this fucking video, if you type in goddess Isis, you also get, 168, like August 16th. It's funny how that goes. What's even goofier about, this code to the universe that I'm going to be showing you guys that I've used to basically figure everything the fuck out is if we go back to this ratification document, if we scroll to the top, it's funny how I was talking about my wife and you see this number here, 1057. It's funny how the United Nations, the Treaty Series, volume 999, page 171 and volume 1057. When we go back to the calculator, if we type in Sirius's wife. It's funny, for some odd reason, Sirius's wife is 157 in the English gematria. So you know what? I'm gonna just say it. If you think you're my wife again, I'll link this little calculator here and you can type your name in and see if it equals 171. Just see what happens if you think you're my wife. Because all of this shit is a whole big fat crock of nonsense and the level of nonsense is basically inconceivable. But I have to show you because we have to fix this fucking planet. Before I ramble on and this gets too long, I'm just gonna end it there. Hopefully this helps and be back in this bitch. And if you need help, I'm not a hard person to find. I'll leave all my contact information into a pinned comment and in the description. Y'all be safe out there, be strong, and if you need help, there's people here to help. Peace.